Hi, my name is Debbie, and I'm one of the garden associates at Home Depot. And we're talking today about how to successfully start a small little area so that an individual may garden. And I think one of the best things to do in the Tucson area is to be able to control your resources, which are your soils and your time and your water, everything you put into it. So raised beds is really a way to go because we do not have great soil here. So I would think establishing a nice little raised bed planter, and a good inexpensive way to do it would be utilizing construction bricks that are over in the construction area. They are called 8x8x16s, and you can make a little perimeter that you can work around. You can layer them up about probably 3 layers high, no lower than 2, because it's hard to keep the moisture in the soil with only 1 layer with our extreme heat in the summer. And then you would want to put good soil in there, and each one of the bricks has 2 holes, and you can line your holes up so you fill your holes with soil also, and you may plant in all of those holes so that you can balance your garden so you're achieving an organic garden, a garden where you do not have to use pesticides. So you can balance with flowers and herbs and companion plant things and grow some vegetables.
Awesome. So feel free to give us a tour here. What are some good, I guess, plants to go with or flowers to go with as far as children learning to grow with it and, not grow with it, but take care of it. Something that's not too fragile that,
Okay.
when kids are, playing with it and, planting with the adults, it's not something that's so fragile that it, doesn't even last a week or
Right.
something with long,
Okay,
durability.
Well, I'll point out some flowers that you could utilize to companion plant with vegetables, and they'll work together. One would be your marigolds.
Ooh.
Your marigolds do repel pests, and you can plant these in those holes that I was talking about. Because one of the things you want to do is you want to companion plant, back to companion planting, and you want to attract good bugs, because the good bugs eat the larvae of the bad bugs. So you want bugs, you just want to only share just a little bit of your garden with them. Another one would be snapdragons, which are right over here. And they don't really have any blooms on them just yet, but they're starting to bloom. And you would plant these in your holes also. And between these 2 plants, and then utilizing onions, because onions repel pests also.
Wow.
So you can utilize your flowers to bring in your bugs. You can utilize your onions to rid pests. And then you can go ahead and plant and grow. And a great thing to plant is things that the kids like to eat. So, and you would want to go with the seasons, of course. So you wouldn't plant a winter plant in a summertime.
Okay.
So summer planting, your transplants would go in the ground somewhere between the end of February up to mid-March. That's when your plants would go into the ground.
Nice.
So you have time now to prepare if you wanted to go ahead and establish that. And we have lots of vegetables over here to choose
nice.
from. So of course you would want some tomatoes, I would think. And then we have a lot of herbs here to choose from. Mint is a good one. Mint is very easy to grow, and you can pick the leaves and make tea.
Ooh.
And have the kids put mint leaves in their tea. You can do like a rosemary and a basil. Those are
Oh, that's my favorite, basil.
oregano.
Oh,
and
wow.
And you could do tomatoes and peppers and onions, and potatoes. You could do lots of different things.
Nice.
I think one of the important things is to have a good soil.
Good
setup,
soil.
Establish a good soil.
Okay, and how does one do that?
Well, you would do that if you wanted to work on your own soil, but I probably would start with a Kellogg soil because it's an organic soil.
Mm-hmm.
And I would start with the soil and work on getting a good soil. Maybe blend in some diatomaceous earth, which is good for pests. It's ground up, it's organic, and it's ground up oyster shells. And what it does is it scores the casing of a bug, and eventually they will perish because their casing is scored. Their protection has been broken, and so eventually they will perish. So you could mix that in with some of your soil, and then you want to make sure that you're fertilizing every 6 weeks.
Okay.
So you take a good granule, slow release, long sustaining feed, and you would sprinkle it around your vegetables and water it in, and make sure you get
Wow.
on a routine of doing that every 6 weeks. You could work it so the kids do that, and then they go to the calendar, and they mark it on the calendar, and then they count 6 weeks ahead, and they mark it on the calendar again, so that way the calendar that is posted, if it's posted in a schoolroom, they'll know, oh gosh, we have to go fertilize our garden on this day or this week.
Oh,
So then they start learning about feeding their plants.
wow. So is there a place where you store all these things you just told me about?
Store
The
soils.
organic soil?
I have the soils here at Home Depot. I have the Kellogg makes a very good fertilizer. And I have that here on my shelves, and it's a little dab will do you. It's organic. Their products are organic.
That's good.
So you use your organic fertilizer, and it does tend to run a little bit more than a synthetic, but it has microbes in it that attach to your root system. So it builds a very strong and healthy root system.
Awesome. Anything from your years of experience that you want to share with the children, or just about learning to grow things in the process, what that really does for the mind, the soul, the body,
Yes.
the
well,
health-wise, you know?
I've been a gardener since I was a child. So
Aw.
I learned from my grandparents. We did organic gardening, and we sold to the local health food store. So I think a lot of things that we get from gardening, one, we are outdoors, so we get to enjoy the outdoors. We get vitamin D for ourselves. We get to dig in the dirt, and I think that's very good too. Typically when you garden, you're sharing the experience with someone else, so you're building good relationships and bonds. You're growing your own food, so it's very healthy, and it's just an all-around good experience. I enjoy my garden. When I leave Home Depot, I do the garden department here. When I leave here, I go home to my own
Garden department.
Yes, and I do my own gardening. I have a greenhouse where I start my seeds.
Wow.
Yeah, so I can broaden my horizons on what I plant and reduce my cost by doing a greenhouse. And then I can control all my own plants also, along with controlling my soils, so that I build myself for success. And then you get to grow your food and pick your food and sit down and share food together. You could do a strawberry patch. Strawberry patches are really fun.
Oh, tell me about that.
Oh, I love I love fruit, so I like growing berries. The only thing you have with growing berries is that the birds like the berries too. So getting your berries before the birds do is usually a challenge. But I grow raspberries and strawberries,
Wow.
and you can pick your own strawberries and put them on your cereal, or slice them up and put them on your ice cream, and make some
Wow.
homemade ice cream at school with a little ice cream maker, and then pick your strawberries and put strawberries on it that you grew in your garden.
Wow.
It's very good. Gardening is very good for the soul. It really is. It's, you're digging in the dirt. You're kind of one with the earth, and the earth is allowing you to grow and grow your own food, and your food is healthier, and it's not sprayed with any pesticides at all. It's all organic,
Wow.
and you did it yourself. So.
Well, one last question. What sort of a budget, if someone is starting new, not anything too fancy, for a nice little garden where kids can come and grow and get connected with nature? What sort of a
Well, obviously,
estimate?
getting started on any project, whether you're doing gardening or sewing or painting, your initial startup cost is more expensive. Because if you start out, our dirt here is exactly that, dirt. It is not soil. You want to grow in soil. So you have to set up an environment to grow in soil, which is where your raised beds come from. So you would need to purchase your bricks, and you could do it fairly inexpensively. You just don't have to make a very large area. You could start out small, start out with just a couple of things you want to work on,
Okay.
and then evolve from there. You could always add on the following year another little brick section.
Oh, that's
if
good.
you have success. Rather than starting very large, you could start small and
Okay,
then build
add on
from
each
there.
year. That's good. I just thought about that. Meaning, maybe with one group of kids, you start one project, another year, you make it a bigger one.
Yes. Yeah, very
Next
good
to that,
idea.
that's nice. So, as far as the bricks, price ranges and the different beds,
Now-
the dirt.
Right. Well, I use the 8x8 by 16s. And the reason I use that is because I like the thickness of the brick. It's 8 inches. They do have 4-inch bricks over there, but I prefer the 8-inch bricks because I plant in all the holes. I utilize every area to plant in to balance my garden to maintain an organic garden. So the bricks, I think they're somewhere just a little over $1 a brick. If you bought a whole pallet of bricks, I'm sure they're less expensive. And if you ever didn't need your bricks, you could build something else with the bricks. It's just a good, inexpensive way to start, and the kids could get involved with actually building. It's not hammers and nails and wood, and they can take and stack bricks but any kind of brick stacking. I like the depth of the soil to be a nice depth, at least a couple of feet, so that you can allow for good, healthy roots. And also moisture retention is a big part here in Tucson because, in the summertime we get very hot. So you want your soil to be able to retain its moisture. And so you don't want shallow beds that aren't going to be able to hold the moisture.
Wow.
You could grow radishes. Radishes, you can pick a radish in 21 days. That's pretty quick.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a good point. What are other quick ones?
Well, radishes are your quickest. There's your 21 to 28 days for a radish. A lot of your herbs are very quick because they start growing, but it's not like a start and finish and you pull the whole herb. You pick a little bit at a time and utilize. Like rosemary's a great one to grow because it's aromatic, it smells good, it looks
yes, it does.
good,
Yes.
it flowers. And you can use it, you can pick some, you can make salad dressings, spaghetti, pizza.
Oh, man, you're making me hungry. Thank you so much. And your name again?
Oh, my name's Debbie.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Debbie, thank you so
Handshake.
much.
Thank you for doing this for us.
Oh, you
We
bet.
appreciate you.
Have fun.
Oh, we will. Thank you.
Okay, good day.